All right, guys, we are live. Can you guys hear me and see me? Let me know that the screen's working. And we are here for our breakdown of the virtual stock trading class. And we're going to do AI-driven markets as our focus this Thursday. It is Thursday. It's about 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we're jumping in. Want to make sure you guys could hear me and see me all right. And that you should see a blue screen. I just pulled it up here on YouTube. And I see Boris is already in there. Tristan says, see you. All right, so you guys could see me and hear me. Cool. We're going to jump right in. Yesterday, we did a video breaking down our new breakthrough system. It's a revolutionary new tool that is focused on streamlining some of the processes of investing. So there is this very common misconception that because technology is getting so good, things just happen in an instant. Sometimes that's the case, but I'll tell you, my team has been working tirelessly to make this happen and be here in on time to at some point here get all of the best systems out to you. And now we're at that point. So we're starting to get into this new world of AI and we're going to jump in. So it looks like people are tuning in. We're jumping in as the live session starting. Cool. You guys can see me. I see the yeses down below. So this is the step-by-step virtual stock trading system that I've been using for 5+ years to pocket regular $1,000 weekly returns and pick highly profitable stocks in AI-driven markets just about 20 minutes a day. Some of you guys might be saying, well, how is that possible? I don't know if that's possible. How could you say that? Well, I'm going to show you exactly how I do it. I'm going to give you the exact breakdown of how you could do it. And I'm going to show you why it doesn't have to be so complicated. So this is going to be the main focus here. The virtual stock trading system works for thousands of investors and traders because it focuses on one thing. It's the easy profit markets. Now we got options. We can go over the space stocks, we go over the quantum stocks, we could go over the new AI companies, we could go over all of the big tech and the innovations that are happening in the data center world. But what I want to jump into here is what most people miss, which is the easy profit markets that are AI driven. Now, if the term easy profit markets, is new to you, that's okay because I'll explain everything. An easy profit market is where a vehicle is going to take you to profits faster and the return on investment is much higher than in non-easy profit markets. So that means if you trade stocks in an easy profit market, you make more money more often for less time and money invested in the portfolio growth. So for staying to the end of our YouTube video and this class on the virtual stock trading class, I'm going to give you a custom profit plan strategy guide so you'll always know the best stocks to buy. Let me clarify. What I'm going to teach you today is how you can turn profits from trading without a big portfolio in stocks you don't need to overanalyze, but by capitalizing on the profitable boom of AI, tech, quantum, and space. So I used to believe that, maybe you believe this too, you can't grow your portfolio consistently because you don't have enough money, you don't have enough skills, the emotional detachment to stick to a plan. I've heard that one before. How many of you guys have ever felt that way? Like it's the emotional detachment that you need. Don't have enough time to find profitable stocks that are showing a big enough return, or simply don't have the green lights where you feel confident enough to enter a trade, or know when to exit. So that's another one. Or you're too late or too early when buying and selling. But there is a way out. So here's the process. You're going to get profitable stocks added to your watch list. Buy them while they are undervalued, virtually on the go, for a hefty payday each and every month. Now, the S&P 500 averages about 8% returns, which is about $5,400 if you had invested $5,000. But AI and tech, that's a different story. I don't know if you could see the number as I pulled it up here, but this is, yeah, you could see NVIDIA. This is an investment here of about $2,000. It turned into an investment of about $29,000, an 1,800% return. So this works with trading 20 minutes a day or less a day, or longer term auto investing at $20 a day. So one of the trades that I recently was able to do in the past few years is just $20 a day into NVIDIA. And over the course of a short amount of time, the average cost was $13 a share, shot up to $124. Now, NVIDIA and other stocks like this are just the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot of new companies that are coming out. That's what I'm going to be sharing with you guys here today. So I want to make sure you guys are on the right track for this. A lot of people miss because they don't have the right analysis, or they think that they need something special to find the right stocks. And a lot of people miss because they'll just invest in the S&P, which is fine, but let's say that it had that groundbreaking few years of 58% returns. That $5,000 is still only about $7,900, whereas the same amount invested in AI companies were able to make more cash in a shorter amount of time. So there's no fancy indicators that we use. There's no big news catalysts, no complicated analysis strategy that you think that you need. It's just a stock with an undervalued status identified before buying and proving with a proven strategy to generate the return. So you guys might know I live right here near Silicon Valley. I just want to share with you guys, if you're just tuning in for the first time, my name's Will Rich. We have our YouTube channel, I have our software company, and then we also are trading every single day live. Started a couple of years ago when I was already in the markets every single day, and I was working in finance out in Boulder. My wife and I, there's my wife Tammy, we love to travel. And I decided to start a YouTube channel sharing the analysis of those companies, and I've been able to generate a lot of value for our subscribers. And we've grown a YouTube channel to, I have to update this, but over 20,000 subscribers. And there's a lot of reasons why. Some of the moves that we started covering months and months ago were able to generate over 300% returns, like Big Bear, are really like one of my favorite indicators about our channel is that returning viewers is much higher than our new viewers. Why is that? We got 10,000 returning viewers almost every single day. It's not because I am doing these like super clickbait titles, buy this stock before it's too late. There are some stocks where it makes sense to watch the videos because they are at an early stage. But the reality is people keep tuning in because the value is there and they're seeing the growth. And I love to see these like testimonials from you guys. Someone saying, I'm growing my portfolio. It might be just $177, but it's like 30%. Someone else like channel personality are good. And a lot of them find the information. Like here's one from Majid over at the Quantum Bull. He says there's no news, no videos, there's no information out there. And we were able to go get that information and go to the source. So all these overwhelming testimonials, you got Charles there, made a $1,200 gain just using $5,000. These are the types of moves that are super exciting. Another one is that connection there with Graham Stephan. We're able to meet, we got repeated results, but we also get to meet, for example, Jack Selby. Maybe you guys know the finance channel over there. Being able to network with some of these people, you got this trader here as well, Ricky Gutierrez, who's friendly enough to give me a ride in the GTR. That's been fun. But all those things are great, but it's all just because of the value. And I want you guys to know that there's nothing special that I do that like allows us to do this. I'm not like so cool, and I literally am a normal guy just like you. I have a kitchen behind me that's getting remodeled. It doesn't look super fancy. In fact, the kitchen's not even finished because we're remodeling it. There's gurus that come and go over the years, they teach people stuff, in my opinion, that wastes time, zaps energy, kills motivation. From the books that I've read, I've always found that the information that people share online is too hype, too emotional, and it doesn't give you the results that you're looking for. I've traded stocks in over 20 plus different markets, and I've averaged over 100% returns as of this writing here. I've advised just about every kind of portfolio, and I help people to find the specific little markets that make the most sense to invest in. And I invest in 2020. That's where I found some of the best opportunities back during the C word. I'm the owner of Stockmates, which some of you guys have heard of, and an investor growth software and educational company. We help people increase their returns. So over the next few minutes, you're going to learn how to identify hundreds of undervalued stocks throughout the tech sector and dozens of great deals ready to buy. If you've ever been around the stock market for any length of time, you might say to yourself, well, what you do is just normal value-based trading, isn't it? How do you understand this? What's so different? Well, I'm glad you asked, because I'm going to explain everything. But in a nutshell, this is just value-based trading, which is why anyone can do it, and it's so simple. But the key to what I'll be teaching you today is to do it in the right market, not just online. What are the right markets? Stick with me here. This is the deal. Not all markets are created equal. So think about your situation. Some markets that you invest in are large indexes, have very slow moves, and are dragged down with diminishing returns. In other markets, the profits are higher, there are a lot of new technologies, and the market saturation, it's far less, way less. And if you're trying to make money in a long-term investor or a short-term trader in one of these non-easy profit markets, you're 100% probably working harder than you have to and probably not getting the results that you want. Can you feel it? How many of you guys are like, that's me, I totally get that? Go ahead. Let me know. Do you ever feel like you're working harder than you have to? Well, this is how I learned this. I've coached tech, AI, energy, and quantum traders every week as part of my study, and I would parachute into new portfolios and help investors identify opportunities. And I'll tell you, I haven't always had expertise on the different markets that I parachute into. There's a lot of markets that go over my head. I don't even know how to approach them. But when it comes to working with investors, this process gives me this boots on the ground insight into markets that are all across the world. I started paying attention to my investors' success, and here's something that I found that I did not expect. One week, I would be working with a client, get picked up by a nice BMW by a guy with a strategy in AI markets, making 1 to 2 trades per month. Now, not that it's necessarily a symbol that they're wealthy because they have a BMW, but I'll let that, you could decide. The next week, I get picked up by a guy, and this is a true story, pouring his money into index funds, driving a beat up minivan. This isn't the exact van, but it was pretty close to how this looked. Now, most people, they tend to think that the guy driving the BMW is growing faster and bigger because he's just got more skill than the guy that's driving that beat up minivan. But that's not what I found. What I found and what mattered the most was not the person, their diversified portfolio, skill, or anything else. The number one thing that leads to success was the market that they focused on. That could be great news for you. Many investors, they burn out not because they lack discipline, but because they waste time in markets with no edge. And if you've been struggling or wondering how to get some quick cash from investing, which is not always the goal, as what you'll find out, but being here today will show you why things might not be working and exactly what you could do about it. Look, success is right there within reach. You just have to make the small adjustments that most people never really tell you about. If there's one thing I want you to take from your time on this class today, it's this. It's not you, it's not the strategies you've learned, the effort that you're putting in that's keeping you from making that extra money that you're looking to make. Maybe it's 5% here, 5 to 10% in investment. Maybe it's quitting the job. Maybe it's adding, you already have the cash, an extra $10,000 a month or more to your portfolio. It's not the strategies, it's your market. Does that make sense to everybody? So write this down. The market that you choose to invest in will make you more money than your skill. You know how when you're investing in a market and you time it perfectly, maybe you have a really solid plan. You say, this is out of support, or this is a company that I see a lot of potential in, and you buy it, but then you just feel kind of on edge and you're like, oh, I don't know if this is the right one, or this is doing the thing that I thought it would do. And maybe it doesn't work out and it goes down. And you're like, what's going on with this investment? A lot of times it's not because you're bad at analysis or anything like that. It's actually because you weren't able to invest in a market that was growing fast enough to give you the type of returns that were at the level at which you're looking for. So this is one of the aha moments that I had. And at this point, let's all agree that number one, not all markets are created equal. Some markets will make you more money faster than others. And number three, you can continue to settle for average investments with little returns, or you can follow a proven system to get some results. And if you get this and you really understand what I'm telling you here today, those old bad results can disappear and you can start getting the results that you want. Do you guys get it? You get it? More importantly, will you do something with this information to start getting the results that you want? Once I realized this, I learned how to capitalize on it. Things changed. Old results disappeared, making money got a whole lot easier, and my portfolio has never been the same, and the earnings have skyrocketed. Now, there's a few things that go into every change that you're going to have to make. And for things to change for you, you have to change. You've probably heard that before, maybe you haven't. But usually it's not a big change. It's sometimes just a few small tweaks that can make that difference. So I want to say this to you. Number one, if you feel like it's so hard and you're feeling alone or something, you're not alone. It's not your fault. Again, as we mentioned, it's the market, and there's a simple solution. Now, I also don't want to go too deep into that about it is only the market, because there's other factors. I mean, you don't want to be someone that blames on the government, blames on the taxes, blames on the Federal Reserve, blames it on the institutions or the hedge funds or the market. But I can tell you that the number one predictor of returns in the stock market as of basically the last 100 years have been which markets are you choosing to invest in. So that's why Thomas was dead wrong, and how this revelation ended up producing 6K in just 2 short days. John also says, we entered a stock position in a technology market last week, gained 16%. Now time to find the next pick, and he loves the system. How many of you guys want to be in that position? Have you ever found yourself where you're like, I feel like I'm close. I just need to make some small tweaks, and I'll probably, like, it's like playing golf. Like, you go play golf, and you're like, man, I was so close to a birdie, but I missed that putt, and then I putted 5 times to get triple bogey. I don't know if you guys have played golf, and you're like, wow, if I would have, it was a game of inches there. And sometimes that is how it goes. And again, the market you choose to invest in will make you more money than your skill. This was the next aha moment that I've had in this process, which was that focusing your efforts in the right market it's going to produce better and more consistent and faster results than going bigger and spending more. So that means you make more money by spending less money on assets to make returns, and by focusing first on specific markets and then on specific sectors in those markets. So for example, you got tech. If you're looking at tech, there are so many other little markets inside of tech. You got AI, you got quantum, you got even space, you got software. There's all these little, and then inside of those, you have sectors. And in those sectors, you have the specifics. And that's when you start to identify growing emerging value. So, what I'm looking for from you right now, if making more money faster by investing less money in the right markets, it sounds good to you, I want you to commit to it. Make the decision right now that with this information, you're committing to doing things differently. I am here to make change. I want you guys to be empowered to put yourself in a position to make the types of trades that will create more freedom for you. Or find the long-term investments that will yield the type of returns that create the freedom you're looking for. And in my experience, nothing's going to happen unless I commit to what I'm going for. It's like if when I was working a job in Boulder, I was working in finance, and I was sitting there and feeling struggle. Like every time I get the paycheck, I'm like, it's just not enough. And I remember always thinking like, it's good. I'm super grateful. Like, I'm glad I got a job. I was never like an angry person at my situation, but I did feel like it's just not enough for the value that I know I could be getting. And that right there is the type of I've had it moment where I was like, I'm committed to really learning this. So let's take a step back here. Imagine picking an easy profit market, as we've identified here, finding the most profitable path in that market, and then being able to focus all your effort on making money with the right stocks in that market. So here's some different industries. You want to look for stocks that are already filled with that untapped returns and where institutions will be actively buying. So artificial intelligence, for example, you got autonomous sensors, you got machine learning, you got AI robotics, and all these industries are growing extremely fast. We're talking about massive billions of dollars being added every year to these. So write this down. Secrets to fast, regular paydays are the markets where you can make the most money. They have to be chock full of those businesses in those easy profit markets. So you could write this down here on the third one, which is the markets where you make the most money must be chock full of institutional attracting value. The technique that you're going to learn here today, it's called value unwrapping. And it can be done on your laptop or phone. Now, let me explain. Now, I'm going to show you how this works. But before I do, I see a comment there from Dingo. He says, it's never enough, especially when you see others making triple or more than you. That's at least, I don't know if it's a negative feeling that you have, but sometimes it's negative when you see other people making more money than you. For me, I've been able to associate that with like a positive feeling. When I see people making more than me, I'm like, oh, I'm glad I'm comparing myself up here than justifying where I am at by comparing to somebody who's making less. Because I think that's a better position, Dingo, to be in than looking at someone who's making less than you and being like, I'm okay with that, or I'm good. Because if you're looking at that next level, it means you're committing to making the change to get there. You're looking to find the elevator there. And that is the difference. So I think you're on the right track. You felt the same way that I felt. So you know how when people say buy index funds, well, index funds have little to no pay. You spend money and you just wait. That's the circle here on the left. So on the left here, you got index funds. 70% of the index funds are going to be companies that don't really do that much. And then on the right here, that kind of triangle, about 30% of them kind of move that index fund forward more than other stocks. And then you have this small little level here where some companies are absolutely driving the index funds. Now there's other companies, if you look at it from this perspective, people see AI and they say, I'm not saying just buy a stock in AI and you're going to be rich. That's not the thing. In fact, if you're thinking that way, you're going to have a really tough time. And let me tell you why. A lot of the time, those stocks are FOMO. They're pump and dumps, and it causes unprofitability. About 90% of the companies that you're hearing online from people, gurus on YouTube, and people that are telling you what to buy, they're going to be these pump and dumps. I'm telling you, most of them are. And that's why the struggle with the smaller cap investing can be frustrating when you're starting out. But when you realize this, everything could change for you. 10% of the AI companies are driving the AI boom. And those are the 10% we like to focus on. It's called the honey hole. Now, the honey hole is where there's lots of profits and growing AI stocks. As you guys know, there's been big changes in the financial industry over the last 4 years, and there's more to come. And that's why I believe what I'm teaching you here is so important. Imagine that you have a strategy to select the best stocks that are chock full of profit before the deep-pocketed banks buy. Now, that's quite a statement because some people say, well, how would I know? You might have this thought that, oh, there's no determining the markets, the politics of it. You know, Pelosi, she already knows before everyone else. I'm here to tell you that there is a massive amount of companies that are building value right now that mainstream media has not even caught on to. And this is something I want you to imagine as well. Step-by-step blueprint. Imagine steps that you can follow, and you can buy and sell those stocks to the richest market makers from the comfort of your phone. Imagine on vacation. You're on vacation, you're with your family, you're traveling the world, living life on your terms. Some of you guys think, oh man, that's just so, you almost get scared when you hear something like that. How many of you guys like hear this and you get scared? How many of you guys say, oh my gosh, Will, I don't know what I would do if I was able to travel and or just not even worry and do whatever I want with my family? That would be crazy. I don't even know what I would do. Or some of you guys like, yes, I want that, but I just don't know if I could do that. Or maybe some of you guys are like, dude, I'm so close right now. I am so close right now. And some of you guys that are tuning in, you tune in and you're just looking for the gems and you're already there. You already have the assets that are exceeding your expenses and you're paid for and you love it. Now, the reason I put the full spectrum of people that could be tuning in is because just realize the perspective you have doesn't always mean that that is the reality that you're choosing. But there is a reality, I'm telling you, that you could picture yourself not in that position and in a position where you are able to have the freedom to pursue what you want and do whatever you want, be in traveling mode if you want or in family mode, and know that your assets are paying more than what your expenses are. There is a mode. I want you to picture it. Just imagine it. So before we continue, I want to make something clear here up front. My system's not about making the most profitable trade, although many of them are profitable. But if you're only 100% interested in only the most profitable trade, the rest of the training might not be for you. Because what I'm going to teach you is all about finding and making consistent trades easier. So trades that you can win and repeat day after day or week after week and month after month. Even if you've tried before and you failed, I'm going to show you exactly why my system is different and why none of Wall Street teaches this same technique. You might have listened to gurus, you might have listened to people on YouTube. I actually have this folder of videos that I've shared with you guys. I got some good links sent to me recently from some stockmates that said, Will, I literally am finding videos of these people that are telling me what to buy, but you never tell me what to buy. And that's why I like the channel. You never tell me that I am going to lose my life savings if I don't invest in X. And to me, it shocks me because I'm like, In what world is the value that you're searching for ever going to be tied to a person that is telling you what you should do and you not doing what you know you should do? Like almost always, if you ask someone successful, how did you become successful? Almost always they'll tell you it wasn't something that they felt like they had to do because it was what they should do. It was they were doing what they wanted to do. So the key to success is consistency that allows you to create a deal finding system so regular paydays become more expected and normal. That's why I'm talking to you about the type of consistency that allows you to, if you have one, quit a job and get your significant other fully on board so you can go full time in on the trading money for more money industry. So this is the kind of consistency that allows you to keep your financial partners happy if you have them. Consistency plus speed equals success. And the AI sector isn't just any market, it's where innovation meets profitability. And I see a comment there, Backcountry Air says, that sounds good to me when we're talking about the vacation. And he says, bought into some QBTS, Rigetti, Black Sky last fall, and I sold early. They have gone on some runs. Time to get to the next level. I love that. So this is the aha moment number 3 here. You only need to capitalize. I say need, but this is in my experience. You may or may not need this, but I would recommend that you only capitalize on the prime segments in an easy profit market and trade just one stock a month to make a killing with the system. It doesn't have to be complicated. Do we trade more than one stock? Yeah, we'll trade sometimes 2 stocks a day. But the system we run now is like way more higher frequency. I'm sharing with you guys the brass tacks right now. And most people, they think they need to build a fund. This is a mindset thing. They think they need all this money to make a living. Most people think, maybe you think this way, that you need to learn to implement 17 different ways to trade stocks. How many of you guys are like looking up different patterns and looking up what is the bull trap and and you're looking at what is the condor and looking at all these different options or whatever. And you have all these different things. I've been there before. But I'm actually not here to tell you that you need all this complicated strategy. You might think you need to just buy an index, have insider info or loans ready to fund the investments. And you need $10,000, $100,000, $1 million just in cash in your account each month to really cash in. That is not true. And to be frank with you, I think that's one of the hardest ways to try to be successful and see triple-digit annual growth rates, and it often leads to failure. What I want you to realize is that with the right markets, every month there are hidden growth stocks that are extremely set for growth ahead of the media coverage. And you only need one stock that meets your criteria to scale quick analysis into $1,000 payday, $10,000 payday. So let's go through it. We focus on single high growth AI stocks that fit a proven criteria, and we eliminate a lot of distractions. The system teaches you to get laser focused in the right market, the right analysis in the market, and then in buying in the right way to grow. So you don't need to be a trader pro or have a complicated strategy. I call this the trifecta. It's the right market, the right analysis, and the right profit plan. How many of you guys have heard me go through a 3-step analysis on the channel before? And we start with the market and we go into the analysis, which we break down into steps of the financials, the news, and the catalyst for the company. And then what else do we do? The chart. And then you got the right profit plan. Then we come up with the margins. How many of you guys have heard that? Have you ever heard Will Rich say, talking in third person, have you ever heard me say, oh, let's go through a 3-step analysis on this company? I'm sure that at some point you've heard me say that. And it's because it's the trifecta. When you use the trifecta and you use it to your advantage, it allows you to screw up most of what the gurus tell you that you need to learn and master. And you could still get profitable stocks in the market and put thousands each month into what I like to call Hip Pocket National Bank, my favorite bank. So let me lay this out. Most people, they buy stocks in a state of hope. Your market might look like this. You got all these stocks and it's kind of a struggle. And every once in a while, you know, you're investing in 500 stocks. Let's say you got an 8% return on the account. It's $800 on a $10,000 investment. And then you go into a market and you might struggle a bit, but then you have a good trade every once in a while. So that 10,000, that's actually turning into a $4,000 profit. And that's good, but there's still this like state of hope. There's this state of uneasiness. Let me tell you, the AI market, it's the single greatest opportunity to capitalize on and trade probably in our lifetime. And here's the truth. The market doesn't reward effort. It rewards positioning. And the biggest players in the stock market, they're already positioned perfectly. They're capitalizing on opportunities most traders are never even going to see. So why do companies like Microsoft, Tesla, and other companies like Nvidia consistently lead in the market value? You guys know why? How do AI and tech stocks skyrocket before the average trader even hears about them? The answer, it's not luck. It's access to the right information at the right time. So imagine if you had that access, knowing which sectors are about to explode before the news hits, grabbing profits others miss because they're focused, frankly, on the wrong markets. Positioning yourself like the pros, but with none of that complexity. And it's not just about how to be in the right market. This is about trading and investing in the prime segments of the market and what actually works. Here's the best investments over the last 100 years. Number one, the birth of modern wealth, which started with railroads, oil, and industrial powers. Then you had the real estate boom. Number two, land, homes, post-war prosperity. Then number three, tech changes everything. Computers come along, the internet, Silicon Valley. And then number four, the crypto revolution, digital assets and decentralized finance. And then number five, this is what we're in right now, AI. This is the opportunity of our lifetime. And it's not even so much opportunity. It's like inevitable shift that's happening, whether we like to see it happen or not. And it's a once in a history shift. It's happening right now. My system creates a state of expectancy. So your portfolio, you might have 500 stocks at 8%, barely beat inflation, but my system expects just 10% of the market, maybe 50 stocks that we deeply focus on. And it's about 150% returns on these types of stocks on the prime segment of the market. They got long-term gains and they got short-term gains. And they're mostly made up of stocks that are part of the AI boom. So you see like the yellow circle, that's the 10% of the market. Then you have the long-term gains over here. That's a lot of those companies. But there's a portion of them that are just all AI stocks. And my system fills that gap of opportunity. And again, I could call it opportunity, but I could also call it what it is, a shift. It puts you on the right side of the shift that is this AI boom. It's not even, You're going to hear it over and over. There's this opportunity, this opportunity. Yes, they are opportunities, but the reality is they aren't. What they are AI booms happening and shifts that are changing the way that we invest. And the returns that we're seeing are above average as a result. So we focus on AI boom stocks. You got the near term cash invested in about 1 to 4 of those stocks. And I see Dingo says, I would consider the nuclear and energy stocks to also be a part of the AI boom. Absolutely. Absolutely. The energy stocks, the data centers, even the space companies, the quantum computing companies, the semiconductor, the microchip companies, of course. So I also focus on building recurring revenue. The cyclical market of high yield holds in crypto. There are certain cryptos that also average about a 10% annual staking, where you get paid 10% just to hold on to the crypto in a staking pool. That's one of the things that I'm personally doing and sharing with you guys, because there's opportunities there that most are missing. And when it comes to crypto, it's not going to be like everyone's missing it forever. There will come a time where equilibrium reaches us and we start to see more people in those markets. And then the third piece of increasing the value of your portfolio, the long-term AI growth stocks. So these are the 5 to 10 assets that I focus on, the buy and holds that turn $1,000 into $10,000. So these are the companies that are the Googles, the Microsofts, the Amazons, the Salesforces, but definitely the big bears are part of that as they start to get bigger. But we're talking about the companies that are buying and hold long term. This goal, and this is for my own personal goals, is $15,000 per month with assets, 3 assets per month per market. It's pretty simple and it's pretty easy when you look at it that way. It's just not, it is a challenge sometimes to get to that point. Some people already have the initial investments and they're already starting to see those results. Others are just getting started, but it's not that complicated. Do you guys see how simple it is that I can put it all on this page and you can see the breakdown? This is nothing crazy. It is a pretty straightforward and simple approach. So $15,000 per month with those assets. I used to have a group chat where we would have this thing. It was called the 10K group chat. It was back when I was in high school. And everybody was like, who can save 10K? Who could save 10K? And we would just be talking and talking. And what happened was we started to communicate and there was these little opportunities. Hey, I just did this thing and I just made $1,000. And and then you start talking and pretty soon everybody's in the 10K. We change the group chat. We change the group chat, 100K, a million. What happens? You start to level up when you look at what the future could look like and you start identifying those markets, those opportunities. So at the same time, the government's very clear. I can't make income claims and I can't make promises or guarantees of success or making money for someone that uses my system. I'm only telling you what's possible if you learn, put in the work, and stick with it. The truth is, I don't know you, how hard you'll work, or if you'll even follow the system. So I don't know if you'll make any money or not. And in fact, as with any investment, you could lose money. Stephen James says Palantir's at like 200 times the valuation. And plus, they're evil. So I don't know. I think I'd rather invest in Beanie Babies than Palantir. BBI is just facial recognition. You know, they're not trying to influence souls as far as I know. So yeah, I got a lot of those. Nice. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to Palantir, I do agree with you. I think that they are overvalued at this point. And I don't have any short-term plays in Palantir. But I'll tell you what, at one point, they were way undervalued. Here's what I do know. The stock market's never easy, but the most simple way I know to make extra money and create sizable sums is to trade assets in easy profit markets. It's what I've been doing for years, and it's what I've been teaching for years, and it's proven to work when people put in the work and work through the roadblocks that always seem to show up. So this is a transition here in the virtual stock trading class. Write this down or take a screenshot. Simple systems scale. So my system is broken down into 10-step repeatable process. It's based on the trifecta of the right market, the right analysis, and the right plan when entering investment. And when you do that right, you find profitable trades more simply. So let's dive in. Step number 1, it's the easy profit market. Pick the top 3 assets. So my easy profit market stock selection process is based on 7 proven criteria. Here's how to rank stocks. First, we compare to current watch lists. Second, select your top 5 possible stocks. Number 3, rank each stock based on the 7 selector points, and then selector number 1, growth potential, selector number 2, momentum, selector number 3, institutional backing, selector number 4, AI relevance and innovation. And look at this. The question is, if you could quickly and easily find the fastest 2 profit markets and you had a simple system in place to profit and get X times profit collected every quarter, would you? Step number 2, easy profit markets. Find the hottest stocks. This is the step where I create a trading plan, which is how you'll find ready to buy stocks that become growing assets. And the keys here are to know where smart buyers are buying, who those buyers are, and what price to act on. So think about it. When you know these 3 things, finding stocks that are ready to grow is super simple. So this is the question. If you had a system that taught you exactly which stocks to buy before they explode, helped you act fast without stress or confusion, and let you do it again and again to grow your portfolio, would you? All right, step number 3, easy profit markets, picking the undervalued stocks. So using that trading plan that you just created that we went over for finding where smart buyers are buying, who those buyers are, and what price to act on. You use a trading plan of going into these shorter term and longer term investments. You'll hone in and build watch lists of just undervalued stocks. So this is what keeps your investing risks low and what gets you a higher than normal number of winners in a market that is projected to grow. Remember, you're only investing in those 3 asset classes each quarter in each market, just that prime segment of each market. That's it. There's nothing complicated or hard. Then you're going to use the AI predictor to make accurate trades that investors are already eyeing and price your entry for maximum profit with minimal risk. Now, this is awesome. I'm going to go over it in a moment. So the question is, if you could make trades perfectly priced in for explosive growth without doing complex research, without endless chart analysis and mediocre returns, with little to no risk, would you? These initial steps make up the foundation of the trifecta: the right market, the right analysis, and the right plan. We've had some recent testimonials from Ron. Ron says, I used to trade options and I lost a lot of money, and my research was pretty bad and I thought I didn't have time, but now I spend less time and get higher quality research, and my portfolio is increasing. And then Vish says, I'm thrilled to share that my portfolio is growing 3% in the day and 10% over the last month since I've joined this, largely thanks to the strategies discussed in StockMate. And you can even see like his account and how it's growing. Another one there is from Charles, who's one of my one-on-one clients that I work with. I do calls with him as well. And he says, I made Michelle says, I made $80,000 following the trades over the past few months. That was Michelle. And not just specifically following the trades. I actually need to change that, because what she said was following the trading strategy. So she didn't actually make the exact same trades as me completely, but she made 80,000. Charles, $1,200 gain following the live trade over the 2 weeks using just 5,000, which we went over earlier. What I love about what Charles says is that usually he's too busy. He doesn't have time. He can't tune into the daily live trading sessions and things like that. And what he told me was that it's okay because he just has me in his ear and he'll be making trades if he has time. He'll comment if he has time, but he usually doesn't have time to comment. And he's like, I'm pretty busy, but in the morning, I just never have time to say thanks in the chat, but I just want to say thanks. Like I made 1,200 bucks off a $5,000 trade investment. And Xavier says, I had the same experience. Anita says, very encouraging. So David says, Will, I'm loving everything about your system. I made about 13% annually in index funds, which is actually pretty good. And he says, but realize there's more emerging markets. So since you've learned the keys to the trifecta and 3 of the 10 steps in the virtual stock trading system, I want to show you how I personally run my portfolio to maximize profits and minimize risk. So to teach you the rest of my system, I've decided to take a little bit of a different approach. And I think it's going to help you because it's going to make it easier for me to teach. The reason I think this is going to work for you best is because tying the entire system together is about creating consistent, repeatable results. And get this, eventually getting AI to do 93% of the work for you. Now you find the opportunities that let AI-powered tools do most of the heavy lifting for you, analyzing the markets, spotting undervalued assets, and streamlining decisions to stay ahead of the market. The question is, if you could get an AI that you only pay when it makes you money, and it does 93% of the work for you, would you? Well, that's going to be the ultimate evolution of this system, and I'm very close. But even though the tool is still in the early stages, you don't have to wait to start seeing the results. Many of you guys sent me messages over the last few days, and we're going to transition here into the virtual stock trading system. Some of you guys watched the virtual stock trading system mastermind session I shared with everyone, and you asked if I would make the virtual stock trading system available since I've only taught it to a small select group of investors who had exclusive access. The system, it's been off the market for a few months, and only a handful of people have had the opportunity to learn and apply these strategies who you heard on the recorded mastermind session if you were tuned in. Now that makes the information that I'm about to share with you even more valuable because very, very few people even know this information and no one can normally get it right now. So after receiving the outpouring of requests for access to the system over the past few days, what I've decided to do is reopen a small handful of VIP spots for just a few of you to have on this training. The truth is, since I wasn't planning to reopen the system, and because I'm only making a very small number of spots available, I'm not offering it at the regular price. Normally, my complete virtual stock trading system, when it's available, sells for $4,800. It's a 6 months intensive. And honestly, it's a steal at that price when you consider the ROI traders have achieved with this system. But I'm not opening it at that $4,800. That's not the VIP spot today. Why? Because I already want to teach you everything I've learned today anyway, and it's not just about the money. Money's involved because the growth of the company is based on how much value we could provide to you. And ultimately, this is about you. So if you want a simple to follow step-by-step system that walks you by the hand, peels back the curtain, and shows you exactly how to leverage AI and enter the best markets for maximum growth and create a consistent results basis with proven process, this is for you. This is for new traders, and if you want a foolproof step-by-step system to start trading on the go, with confidence, this is for you. This is also for experienced and successful investors who are ready to scale and build consistent growth, whether you're working or not. Oh, and you can thank me later because I wasn't planning on opening these spots. I'm making this a total no-brainer by giving you a 75% discount off the $4,800 system, but this is extremely limited. So why is it limited and why am I doing this? Well, two reasons. First, I'm planning to record all the sessions this time again and make it available for a few more people. And by getting in now, you'll have a major advantage and an early start over everyone else. There aren't always opportunities where you're in early and can take advantage of a head start, but this is one of those times. So do yourself a favor, don't miss it. Second, I know that after you follow each simple module and apply my virtual stock trading system training and market selection process, you'll start identifying high growth stocks just like I do. The AI boom of 2025 is filled with so many untapped opportunities. And remember, you only need one great trade a month to change everything. So let's take a close look at the virtual stock trading system. The virtual stock trading system, the complete quick start guide, this is the $497 value. Now it's the complete trading system overview. Starts with the end in mind, create an easy to follow step-by-step plan. No overhead, no cash or luck or experience needed. You get your life back by working less, making more money and less trades that profit faster and more consistently. And the goal here is to work with you and get you on the right track with the quick start guide that you can learn how to scale your portfolio. Virtual stock trading system module 2, the stock selection, picking high growth markets step by step. If you don't know by now, if you're not in the right markets, you're probably not making money. So this is where we talk about assets. No gurus teach us. You learn step by step how to identify valued AI assets for the fastest speed to profits, master how to compare and rank stocks based on the proven criteria that I've come up with, create a complete stock profit plan from top to bottom, and download the AI stock selection checklist. Module 3 of the virtual stock trading system is finding that honey hole, the market analysis, and the stock pricing. The value is a $997 value. Whether you're focusing on established AI giants or the hidden small cap stock opportunities, this module helps you uncover hidden pockets of profit, identifying emerging markets, and you'll learn how to create a profit path that will get you sales fast. This is the most exciting module in the VSTS, and nobody teaches this. So you can skip the complexity, let the system show you the fastest path to profit, and it's actually a lot more simple than it sounds. So as we get into module 4, this is dynamic profitable pricing. The main focus here is dynamic entries and exits. So many times, and this is a value of 997, the profitable trades depend on knowing when to enter and exit the market. So if you're not buying assets, you're probably not making money. And if you don't have dynamic entry and exits, then you don't have a method for consistent gains. So this method gets results. It's a single trade checklist as well that you get, and I'll show you how to leverage AI so you always have profitable trades. So as I mentioned, these are recorded live on a weekly basis. So we're going to go through this live. I'm going to break it down for you. And when it comes to the virtual stock trading system, module 5, what we're looking at here is finding AI profit stocks with a 7-point framework to find high growth AI stocks. Not necessarily high risk, because this is where you stop wasting time on pump and dumps that you don't need. This gets results, and it's simple and fast. I won't waste your time. I'll teach you my top 5 ways to build your undervalued AI picks list fast and show you how to use AI to do it all for you. This works in every market, every time. And the final module 6, building and scaling for long-term success. This is a value of $997. It's a full live module 6 audio streaming and the PDFs of all the presentation. You get AI to do 93% of the work for you. My exact 4-step value unwrapping for cryptos and stocks, and you learn how to manage each asset with precision and identify high-value opportunities. Structure your portfolio for growth that lasts no matter the market conditions. Sometimes that means having the right risk management when things are going down, but it also might mean being able to buy into the assets that go up when the market goes down. Now, step for step stock analysis frameworks you can copy and paste for consistent and repeatable results. So, the virtual stock trading system, you get the complete system, all 6 modules. It's a value of $5,482. Classes begin next Thursday. The VIP reopened today, 75% off today, so regularly $4,800, and it's yours today for just $1,297. So you go to cashtoassets.com/trade now. Now, it probably goes without saying by now, if you guys aren't familiar, that my sincerity is true. I honestly, it probably goes without saying, right? If you're on the fence or if you're not sure, just let me reiterate, I have a 30-day no hassle money back guarantee. So you could try, if you don't like the color on the background of the live that we do, or you don't like the way that I say a word, you can get a full refund. That's right. So I'm not here. I'm not here to tell you, I'm sit here to talk to you about this and this and I gotta just try the system, see for yourself what others have held back, and give me a fair shot. You owe it to yourself to make the small investments and follow the system and experience the results. So let me just drop the link here. https://cashtoassets.com/trade now. You can go to cashtoassets.com/trade now to enroll in the system. Now, David says it completely changed how he thinks about trading AI stocks, and I finally feel like I have a system that works. Here's just some of the few, this is a few of the many testimonials and screenshots that I've been sent here. We got investments, people that are making 183% in the last month. It's a $43,000 portfolio. They made $28,000. Then you got Laura there with the portfolio. You got $163,000 portfolio that had grown over 147%. You could even see it compared to SPY there, the blue. You got Laura says, yeah, hope everybody's in the green. And then Andrew there. Look at the screenshots. Like these are inside, and you guys will see inside the community what it's like. But you might say community, I thought it was the live classes. Well, John also says the step-by-step approach made everything easy to understand. Already made gains using strategies in StockMate. Cashtoassets.com/trade now. Go click the link. Classes begin next Thursday as well. Now, I got some bonuses for the next 20 fast action takers. Flip a switch that puts your portfolio 100% on autopilot, so you can just sit back and let trades land in your buy box. This is the world debut of Mercadus. I see Buddha says, is the Mercadus software you're using in another video? Here it is. The normal stock finding system is building a list, going into financials, checking the news, and starting over. And there's so many like repetition. build the list, analyze the market, check the chart, see the financials, read the news, compare the stock, make the trading plan, enter the trade, refresh, and repeat. So until now, analysis automation has been designed to focus almost exclusively on just buy and sell ratings. Profitable trades normally take technology and human skill, but imagine if you could automate the technology and eliminates that human skill to make better trades. Well, that's Mercadus AI. So bonus number 1 year license free, and save your spots in the beta group of Mercadus AI. You get predictive AI and market analysis. So rather than sit here and tell you how it works, why don't I just show you exactly how it works? I'm going to pull up the system and give you a view of what it looks like. So in the development of this system, my team has been working tirelessly. And if you're looking at the link and you're saying, does it work? Because I see the bonuses are available now if you want to take advantage of it. I'm about to do a demo. The link that's in the chat, that link is in the live chat. And that will take you there to the virtual stock trading system. And then that's where you enter your details to get started. Now, when it comes to this here, let me open up our demo. Now, when we were developing this, my team didn't have the full support of everybody because nobody had done this before. This doesn't exist essentially. And so we're the first company to, rather than just have what most companies do, a predictive analysis of an overall portfolio in the next 20, 30 years, we took it to the next level and we're doing predictive analysis for stocks and assets on a just specifically the asset. So this software here, Chart Your Financial Future, is not just software. Do you guys see this? So we can visualize the markets. This is where it starts. There's a lot of features. First, you get the visualization of the markets, how they're growing, how the companies are connected. We can go over to Quantum and we can see the companies, how they're connected, the different companies. I can go to a company here, IonQ, and I can see the price. I can have my OpenAI model selected. You might say, what is that? I have OpenAI selected. I just added the chart, the future chart for this company. Now I have an analysis where it took all the data we have on the internet of this stock and did real-time analysis of the company relative to what time frame we're looking at. Now, in the back testing, it's been extremely encouraging to see this. And the part that makes this almost unstoppable is it's based on what AI models we have plugged in that have access to the real-time data that can do the agent work to go and do the research. But essentially, OpenAI here goes through our process of the trifecta. It goes through the building the list, the analyzing the market, checking the chart, seeing the financials, reading the news, comparing the stock to different stocks, making a trading plan, and getting you to the point for the specific time frame that it analyzes individually to see a future price. And then not only that, it gives you the information that's relative to that time frame. So we can actually see what its reasoning is. It says expansion in government and commercial contracts for IonQ, and that's why it has the projection that it has over the next 6 months. And then the next week, there's other things that are, the weekly chart is considered. The weekly momentum and oscillators are showing the bullishness. It's the specifically to each time frame being analysis. Now, the next point that is one of the biggest game changers is the news that is submitted, user submitted news. And then the iteration of this is, yeah, you could search any stock and you can also go through the market network and find different stocks, but you can also upload an image of a stock and get an analysis of that stock. Now it depends, what AI do you want? Do you want Anthropic? Do you want DeepSeek? Do you want Google's Gemini? Right now, we're only available to offer OpenAI, Anthropic, and DeepSeek, but I can tell you in the future we'll be there. So that is the software. I can run through more, but essentially that is the beta that you're going to have instant access to, and that we are launching here as soon as it comes out. And it should be out before this end of the month. So before the end of the month, it should be live. So the next piece of why it's so powerful, do you guys see how that could be so game-changing? It's absolutely amazing. And so the next piece of our presentation here is classes begin next Thursday. You can join now by going to the link in the description. And to answer the question for Buddha there, yes, it is included. You get 1 year license free, and you get to save your spot in the beta group of Mercadus AI, predictive AI, and market analysis, 1 year free. It's a value of minimum $1,990 for 1 year. Bonus number 2, growth launch strategy call. You get to jump on the phone. Now, I'm not someone that normally sells my time, but I want you to succeed. You get a strategy session, one-on-one call with me. It's a value of minimum $300. So that's the second bonus. You go to cashtoassets.com/trade now to enroll, and I'll see you in our classes next Thursday, and look forward to giving you access to the system and seeing you there in our live session. So if the Mercadus wasn't enough, if the one-on-one wasn't enough, we got bonus number 3, StockMeet's 1 year membership. So you get daily live trading sessions Monday through Friday, so not every single day. In fact, today the market was closed, but tomorrow we're going to be live at 6:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9:30 Eastern in the morning, and daily live sessions to help you make faster progress and get in the room each day at market open. Now, StockMate, since even this has gone up, it's not $449, it's $549 now. And you're getting it, the value isn't even fully updated, it's actually more than that. And you're getting it as a bonus free when you enroll in the virtual stock trading system. And then, to make it even sweeter for you guys, 2 tickets. You didn't think I was going to do it, but we got it even sweeter. 2 tickets to StockMate Live. Come hang out with my team and I in Miami or California. No outside speakers. 100% value. It's a $4,800 value. 2 tickets absolutely free. Now, the virtual stock trading system, you get the complete system, all 6 modules plus the bonuses, a value of $11,469. Classes begin next Thursday. VIP reopen 75% off today, regularly $4,800. You get the 1 year license to Mercadus. You get the one-on-one call with me. You get the daily live sessions for StockMate for 1 year, including the A to Z lesson library that comes with that and the private group chat. And you get to come hang out with me and my team. On top of that, you get the virtual stock trading system here. 6 weeks, weekly Zooms for 6 weeks. That's right. $4,800 regularly. Today, it's yours for just $1,297. So go to https:/cashtoassets.com/trade now, or you can click the link that we just posted in the live chat, and I'll see you in our classes there next Thursday. So I just pinned the message. Go to the forum and you'll be there. We're going to start breaking down the value of what goes into this machine, the Mercadus machine, what's going into the system, the full 6 module series, and on top of that, you get the one-on-ones and stock meet. So I could see you in our live session as soon as tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. Pacific when we trade. If we trade, depending on how the market looks. We have some ongoing investments right now. We'll be monitoring there. We'll be live. You get to join everyone else that is there in the live sessions. So we've been really building up a big amount of investors that are in those live sessions. But, it's not like everybody could just walk in the door. This is not something that every single person has access to, but the people that are in it, they're committed. And I do remember going through the presentation earlier, and we made that call out. You said, if I'm going to make changes, I want to see things go differently for me and commit to doing things differently, then I got to make it happen. So don't wait. You committed to yourself to succeed. Right now is your shots. And go to cashtoassets.com/trade now. So I don't know what's going to happen. If you're going to wake up a week from now, probably nothing. A month, 2 weeks. But if you're on the fence, you're like, I don't know. I wonder what happened, in a year or 2 years. You're like, I wonder what happened if I would have gone all in with Will. Just would have given it a shot. Right now is your shot. So classes begin next Thursday. Would love to see you there. Hope whether or not you guys are there or not, I hope you get continued value and continue to see the growth happen for you. Let's go create some freedom. And again, we got over 1,000 videos maybe or close to on YouTube, and I'm here for you. If you need anything there, by all means, if that made you uncomfortable to see this epic offer, which I don't know how you can feel uncomfortable with the epic offer, but if for some reason it's like, it's not epic enough, hey, by all means, feel free. There's tons of videos on YouTube. In fact, I wouldn't want you to make a decision unless you felt comfortable about it and you had spent enough time with me and you'd seen that there is the value there that can make the change for you. And I will tell you, if you are on the fence, something like that, go do that. Go watch some more videos. Now, on the other hand, if you're like, I'm almost there, I actually have been getting value and I do see the value and it does make sense for me, and you're trying to figure it out and you're like, should I do it? Should I not do it? Every single person that has gotten results and has gotten to that point before they took action has felt the exact same way. The people that were successful have felt the same exact way that you're feeling before they bought. So by all means, keep that in mind, but also realize that I'm here to serve you. And any way I can do that, I'm here. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I appreciate you all. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. And I would love to see you there in our session on next Thursday. And see you in our live session tomorrow at Market Open. Thanks so much for tuning in. Let's go create some freedom. I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys.